Good afternoon, Franklin Township. This is PJ Parker again from the Franklin Reporter and Advocate. We are still live on the campus of Princeton High School, where there has been a tremendous student and parent rally in support of ousted principal Frank Chmiel. Now, Frank Chmiel was also the Franklin High School principal until he accepted this position in Princeton. There's a tremendous outcry at his ousting. He is obviously making a huge impact here, and here to tell us a little bit more about the rally and what else is going on. We have three parents. We have Sasha, we have Desiree, we have David, and we have two students, Sophia and Ida, who are going to tell us the rest of the story about what this rally was, what they think the impact was, and what's to happen next. Sasha.
Mr. Principal Frank Chmiel is worth this fight. It's worth the organization, is worth the work that we're putting in, and he's doing what he was always good at. Even despite this, we're united. We're united to bring Principal Chmiel back to Princeton High School.
Why?
He's amazing.
Who is Frank Chmiel?
He's amazing. He's the best leader I've ever met. He's one of a kind. You're not going to get a man like him leading being a principal at a high school. We're not going to get anybody like him. And I've been on this type of work for like 9 years as a parent volunteer. I've seen plenty of principals. You're not going to get somebody like him. And you know what? As long as there's a glimmer of hope, I'm fighting. I'm fighting. And there's a lot of parents who are fighting with me.
Tell us one thing that sets Frank Chmiel apart.
He's compassionate. He's kind. And he is so authentic.
Yes, we keep hearing that, and one of the outcries that we continued to hear during the rally was that he knows every student by name. He knows about their activities. He knows about their hopes, about their dreams, about their ambitions, and he makes time to do this. I think that means he values what he's doing and who he's doing it for, and that is speaking volumes for this man.
Absolutely. You said it.
Okay, well, we're going to have Desiree say some more. Desiree, I know you are also a parent.
Yeah, I have two kids in Princeton High School, and I don't actually have a lot of personal interaction with Mr. Chmiel. So I got to know him, however, like a personal friend through my two children, and just the kind of things they talked about him and being there all the time. And they would say, Mr. Chmiel said this, he's doing that for us, he's doing that with us. And if I do have any questions about the school, about the children, and if I do email him, I always get a reply. I must say, as a mother of three kids, that doesn't happen a lot. And when this whole thing came about and we learned that he's leaving all of a sudden, there was just no accountability from anybody. And in particular, I would think in this case, we should be asking the Board of Education, asking the superintendent, and who should be telling us or giving us a better account on how and why this is happening. Unfortunately, how everything transpired is just not giving the parents community a lot of confidence in terms of knowing that we're going to get someone like that in the school again. And as far as we're concerned, the children are being very valued. And from our personal experience with how the board has managed his departure, it just seems like the board is the total opposite of who Mr. Chmiel is. And that is a huge concern. And when parents were just simply asking questions and wanting to know, it seems that we encountered several fronts where parents were being shut down. We're not supposed to ask questions. Questions in the Facebook groups were stopped, so they blocked people. Sasha, who actually started the PTO parents Facebook group, was kicked out of it just by being vocal. And it wasn't about stirring anything up. It was really about asking questions. So that made us ask the question, if this is going to be the way it is now, with the new superintendent, with the new Board of Education, with the current Board of Ed. So I think parents are here today seeking answers, wanting accountability, and students are here wanting true transparency. And to really know that the board and the superintendent and the school as a whole is serving them, serving the student body, and not serving themselves. I think it's really as simple as that. Yeah, there's no agenda. There's no agenda, really. Yeah.
Well, the agenda is the big question. Why did this happen? And apparently everyone here doesn't want it to have happened. And the next step is not, if I'm interpreting this correctly, is not necessarily just those answers, but what are you doing, what is possible to do to bring Frank Chmiel back as the principal here at Princeton High School?
I have just one thing to add. This is not something new. I think the students and the parents actually dealt with this in May last year. There was one petition put forth by the student, one by the parents, to want the board to not terminate his contract. So this happened exactly almost a year ago. And it happened again. So I think we have to listen to the voices of the...
To see Mr. Chmiel, I knew we had a new principal. I only met him online over Zoom. He wanted to formally introduce himself to a bunch of the students. So I ended up being one of those kids. So I got to meet him firsthand. And then I came to school and I saw him. He was like, "You're Ida, right?" And I was like, "Yes." And he was like, "I hope to see you more around this school. You seem like you have such a bright personality. I want to see you do great things." And I feel like I've never had that told to me by any faculty or staff or principal for that matter, of my whole entire life. And I think it pushed me to do great things. I started taking harder classes, trying to make a difference in myself and my friends and people around me, and also surround myself with better people as well, and also get in tune with talking to teachers and stuff like that, and talking to him. I mean, a principal shouldn't be someone that you go to tattletale to when someone does something wrong. It should be someone who you can emotionally connect with and be able to tell things to that you see changes in our school that you think aren't good or that could be improved. And he happened to be just that figure. And he also started a student advisory committee with a bunch of students from different backgrounds, minority backgrounds. And he wanted all of our opinions on different issues in our school, whether it be gender-neutral bathrooms, the lunch, what we can do to improve lunches, and a bunch of activities and stuff that made sure that we were voicing the opinion of the minority groups in our school, making sure that we were heard. And I think that was such an important thing that he did. And I think a lot of the time teachers, principals don't really do that. And I think having such a vocal principal that allows you to be able to talk to him about issues or personal things, not just tattletale on someone and stuff like that, is really important. So, yeah.
Wow. So beautifully said, all of you. And I think the underlying principle that outlines Frank Chmiel, and certainly we as Franklinites who experienced Frank Chmiel as the Franklin High School principal, I am reminded of the championship basketball game, I believe it was 2019, when the Lady Warriors took it all. And Frank Chmiel had surgery. But he showed up at Rutgers for that game. He was wearing a cast, but he was there. So that's my little quip as far as Franklin is concerned. There are hundreds of them, which is why we are here, because we are the Franklin media, and we are concerned, and we are also delighted to hear that this is Frank Chmiel, how he represents Frank Chmieldom, and how he connects with all of these students, with all of these parents, on a level where he has touched each individual and doesn't realize the impact. Maybe years from now, Ida will be someone who's changing the world with genetic scoping, or Sophia will be doing something extraordinary on the baseball field, or whatever it is your chosen field might be, because of one encouraging word from a man who cared, from a man who has made a difference, yet again. So we wish Princeton High School a lot of luck, and we wish Frank Chmiel a lot of luck, and we hope the best man wins, because making a difference makes all the difference. This is PJ Parker, Franklin reporter and advocate. Thank you for tuning in, Franklin, and we'll be back.